We now move to this story where we go to the High Court in Pretoria, where we expect Brigadier Gininda to continue with his testimony. SABC News reporter Chriselda Lewis is standing by on the Senzo Meyiwa Murder Trial. Chriselda, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. Let's quickly recap that testimony from yesterday. A lot of people shocked at it. Breaking news, Gininda referring there to a statement by Bongani Gininda allegedly saying that Kelly Khumalo actually contracted them to kill Senzo Meyiwa.
Well, that's right, Aldrin. Absolutely startling revelations at the High Court here in Pretoria yesterday. That statement that was deposed by the lead investigator in this case, Brigadier Bongani Gininda, basically saying that accused number 1, Muzi Sibiya, as well as accused number 2, Bongani Gininda, had pointed or fingered Kelly Khumalo as the mastermind in the murder of soccer star Senzo Meyiwa. Basically, she had given the direction or given the instruction and also paid for the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. This is what is contained in this affidavit by Brigadier Bongani Gininda. At first, the state did not want that particular paragraph of this affidavit to be read, saying that it would be unfair because the names that were going to be mentioned, this was prior to these revelations, the state believed would have been unfair because those individuals had not yet been informed that their names would be mentioned inside court. But after the judge had allowed for this entire affidavit to be read, these startling revelations were made in that we also heard of alleged cell phone communication between accused number 3, number 5 and Kelly Khumalo. And essentially, this is not the first time that we're hearing about this. You'd recall there had been a cell phone data analyst that had touched on some of these aspects. What is quite clear in that is that part of that affidavit by Gininda also says that there's no reasonable explanation that could be given about why she would be in contact with the killers of her boyfriend. And the communication records between her and her sister, Zandi Khumalo, basically show that as early as 2013, Kelly Khumalo wanted to get rid of Senzo Meyiwa, as she puts it. And that affidavit also says it's abundantly clear that she hated him and wanted to get rid of him, further stating that she regrets not succeeding to get rid of him before. And that affidavit then by Gininda says, taking all of that into account, an inference can be drawn that she meant killing him. So this now what we're hearing at the moment, remember when Zandi Khumalo had also taken the stand, the communication messages between herself and Kelly Khumalo had also come under the spotlight, certainly painting somewhat of a picture at the time what the relationship was like between Senzo Meyiwa and Kelly Khumalo. It certainly looked like from those text messages that we heard inside court, which were read out, that she seemed very disgruntled. She was not happy with the relationship. She regretted being in the relationship. At some point, one of those messages read that she felt that there was a dark cloud over her due to her involvement with the soccer star. Also, what came out of that, Aldrin, is that what we also heard, in addition to these alleged cell phone linkages between accused number 3, 5 and Kelly Khumalo, what we also learned, according to this affidavit, that a photograph of money that was found on Kelly Khumalo's phone was also found on the phone of accused number 3, Mthobisi Carlos Ncube. So this affidavit certainly points to alleged involvement of Ms. Kelly Khumalo in what we see in this affidavit as being someone who ordered and paid for the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. This affidavit is certainly something that's also going to continue being in the spotlight here today. Cross-examination itself is going to continue. But as I have been saying since yesterday, since this news broke, since we heard what had come out of court, many questions have been asked. Certainly I don't want to opine on the court of public opinion, but many people asking, as they should, should, then why was she not arrested? If this is crucial information that was contained not in just anyone's affidavit, but in the affidavit of the lead investigator in this particular case. So what we've heard is that when the two dockets were taken for a decision, the decision by the prosecutorial authority was that they would then proceed with this particular docket, which refers to the 5 accused which are currently before court. That particular matter should be brought before this court. So we're certainly expecting today a lot of focus going to be on this affidavit as well, and the other defense lawyers likely to try and pick up on that as well, as of course you would recall that all their clients have maintained they've absolutely nothing to do with the killing of Senzo Meyiwa back in October 2014.
Yeah. Chriselda, do we know how long more do we have to go with the trial within the trial until we resume the actual trial of this case?
Well, Aldrin, your guess is as good as mine. There are so many intricacies within this particular case. I mean, I think it was yesterday or the day before, if my memory serves me well, we had an adjournment for almost half of the day. This was when the defense wanted to peruse the affidavits, about 70 affidavits that are part and parcel of this particular case. So it's very, very, very difficult to tell at this particular stage, but you're absolutely correct. We're not even in the crux of the main trial yet. We're still dealing with the trial within a trial. The presiding judge, Ratamokwatleng, still needs to make a decision on, remember, why we are here in this trial within a trial. This trial within a trial is to establish whether the alleged confessions of accused number 1 and 2 should be admitted into the main trial. And this is because accused number 1 and 2 maintain that they were tubed, they were assaulted, they were beaten into making certain statements. At some point we heard that Brigadier Ginda had brought a document to one of the accused and said he should sign it if he does not want the beatings to continue. But this is something that Brigadier Ginda has denied on the stand. So yes, Aldrin, we're still within this aspect of the trial within a trial, but certainly what the sense that we have picked up is that the Judge President and the Deputy Judge President would want to see this matter reach finality. I must say, it has been incredibly embarrassing for the judiciary. This matter has dragged on for 10 years. We're still within a trial, and don't forget, at the center of all of this is the Meyiwa family that has been wanting justice. They've not been in court since we returned this year, but what we do know is that there are monitoring proceedings on including platforms provided by the SABC, such as SABC YouTube, where you have thousands and thousands of people who are very interested in this matter, who've been watching it there. But certainly it would be seen as an embarrassment on the part of the judiciary to have such a matter, all matters in fact, not just one because it involves a major soccer star, but for a case to have dragged on this long and for that family not to have gotten any answers till today about what happened to their loved one is certainly a travesty of justice. They certainly do believe that.